So it's been about 4 years since I stained my deck. I used PPG Timeless Oxford Brown that I got at Home Depot. I got a 3-gallon bucket for about $145 after tax. And on the horizontal boards, over time it did wear off to the point where I had to come through and power wash it to get rid of any algae, any graying from ultraviolet, because this deck does get full sun during a lot of the day, and it gets shoveled every winter. So the horizontal boards took a beating. The vertical boards actually held up pretty well. And this is the stuff here. It's called PPG Timeless and Oxford Brown. Now, unfortunately, this stuff is not available anymore because there must have been some kind of restructuring, but at Home Depot I found Olympic Elite. This is semi-transparent. This one was actually, it said transparent penetrating wood oil, although it is water-based, water cleanup type of thing. And it does have, it's a very like low VOC it doesn't smell like a strong stain or anything like that. And same thing here with the Olympic Elite. Honestly, I think maybe this is the same product, but in this case I got the semi-transparent base and I had it tinted to wenge. When you go to Home Depot, you'll see a card on the wall that shows you the 2 different bases and what colors you can choose. So when I chose wenge, it was to match the Oxford Brown color, which is a lot darker than what you see on this sticker here. But it actually came out more like, well, this is actually Oxford Brown. This deck railing right here, I did the entire railing in the remaining Oxford Brown that I had, and I did the entire, all the horizontal boards here were done in the new color wenge, and it matches beautifully. I think no one would ever notice. Now you can see I did actually put it on a little thicker in this corner because I have water coming off of this gutter and it just pounds that part of the deck. So I did lay it on a little thicker right there. But yeah, so what's important about this stuff is that it's because it's a water-based penetrating stain, the way that it wears down is a gradual situation. It doesn't flake off in chunks. It just wears down elegantly. It kind of just grinds away little by little, and it actually looks okay even after it's worn down. I'll actually take, at the end of the video, I'll show you the other side of my house. I have a little porch that was stained 4 years ago, and we'll take a look and see how it wore down. But yeah, it wears down elegantly, and that's what's important because you don't have to strip it, and you can stain right over it, and the wood will just drink up the stain, and it just blends in and matches beautifully. So it's so easy to, you can touch it up, you can restain with just a simple power washing, not have to do a lot of prep. You don't have to use a chemical stripper and drip that all over your property and God knows what kind of chemicals and such. So this stuff is amazing. It's only a few dollars more than your typical stain. So I would say maybe like 2 to 3 years on your horizontal boards if they're really taking a beating before you would want to restain. And on the verticals, that you may be able to get 5 years or more out of the verticals if you put a good, depending on the ones if they're being exposed to direct sun and that sort of thing. I've also used the Olympic Elite Woodland Oil that I actually found that at Lowe's about 4 years ago, and I stained some vertical boards for a fence that was cedar boards, and I think I've also done some pressure treated dog-eared fence picket boards, and that stuff holds up over the last 4 years and really hasn't worn at all. And it's the same type of water-based penetrating stain. It's transparent or semi-transparent, and you're talking $45 to $50 a gallon, so this stuff does cost a little more, but to not have it flake off is wonderful. It just looks so bad when you have flaking, especially if you're dealing with a dark color on a piece of pine. It shows up a lot. So for dark colored decks, this stuff is absolutely wonderful. I haven't tried any of the lighter color stuff. On the fences that I did, I used like a kind of a reddish color. I was looking more for like a brown, but I ended up looking a little bit red depending on the color I chose. But that stuff I believe I got from Lowe's, and it was called Olympic Elite Woodland Oil. Now I think they actually do carry Olympic Elite Woodland Oil at Home Depot now. If you guys have any questions, please post them up. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, here's an example of the boards that were stained about 4 years ago, and you can see the way that it wears off. Like I said, elegantly, and you do have a little bit of algae growth here. It does allow for algae growth, and that's something that you can take that off pretty easily with a power washer or even a deck brush. But yeah, you can just stain right over this. This probably doesn't even need to be power washed to restain, but I probably will just because I want to do a thorough job, but it really probably wouldn't even be necessary. Anyways, thanks for watching guys. Have a good one.